先に行く。せいぜい頑張れ。
Yo, what's up guys, it's Nigel here, and today I'm bringing you a review on Sparking Zero, because I got to play it early access, obviously, you know, 3 days early type of deal, and it's just a small review, and just telling you how I feel about it overall. And there's a lot to be talked about this game, especially early, some of the stuff that's in the game, some stuff that works, some stuff that somewhat doesn't work, but for the most part, the game is fun. So before you even begin with the review, the game's fun essentially, so you have nothing to worry about in that department. So starting off with the story mode, or the episodic mode, or whatever you want to call it, it is pretty fun actually. It is very difficult. You've probably seen a whole bunch of memes on Twitter, this kind of stuff, of it being really hard. And is it really hard? Yes. Like if you want to get the what if scenarios, like to do them and to beat certain people, like for instance the first one, which is Raditz, beating him early, it's really hard. Like when you first play the game, like you're not gonna do it because he's really defensive and you don't know the mechanics. But I feel as if once you learn the mechanics and the tutorial, it gets way easier to just fight most of the opponents in story mode. There's only one that's like particularly hard that I had trouble with, and I think you know what that is. It's Grade 8 Vegeta, and I was getting beat down. I'm like, why is it so hard? It felt like it was an entirely different game. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about that one, but yeah, it just that one hit different. But even still, after I later figured out the game a bit more with the tutorial and learned all the mechanics, I just cooked him essentially after that. Like he was not a problem. Like there's another what if scenario with him and I did that, I'm like, oh yeah, he's done. So I think that is a big misconception. I feel as if people aren't really learning the mechanics fully. Do I think the story mode's hard overall? Yes, but I feel as if you got to utilize all the mechanics. I think that's what the story mode wants you to do actually, is just to learn all the mechanics and use them against the CPU, because once you figure it out, you can kind of knock out everybody. Now that like some of the situations are very hard, don't get me wrong, but once you figure it out, it should be a lot easier to deal with, I feel as if. So that's my opinion on the story mode. And I think the tutorial is great. Yes, it is. Like it teaches you each thing you want to learn. You can just go through each slide or whatever and just go with that. And there's an example, and you can just do it with your own. So amazing on that. Gameplay. Gameplay is fun. Is it like Budokai Tenkaichi 3 or 2 or all of them? Yeah, it's like Budokai Tenkaichi, obviously. I will say the game is very fast, very fast, and there are certain characters that are obviously overpowered. Like I'll tell you this, when I first went online, I got beat down, not because I was bad at the game, but it's because I went against Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, movie Gogeta from Janemba, then Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, then Vegito, then Zamasu. That team just obliterated me. I was using freaking adult Gohan, black suit, 17. I just had a really just basic fun team, and I got destroyed. So I think the DP system is very much needed like to play the game for sure, for like ranked or stuff like that, because certain characters will just eat you up. Your characters will just get eaten up by certain characters, because since some characters have more health, that's like a huge advantage. But you can obviously still beat them if you're good enough, but there's a huge advantage with certain characters. Like just trust me with that, huge advantage. But overall, I feel as if the game is fun nonetheless with all the really strong characters. There's still ways to circumvent them as long as you know what you're doing. Sometimes it is what it is. You get messed up, if you know what I mean, but there are ways. It's just very complicated. I feel as if like there's more weight added to it because they're super fast. Like the higher form they are, the faster they are, it feels like, at least in my opinion. The more priority they have, or super armor or whatever, etc. So yeah. Now, how do I feel about the other modes? Tournament mode, it's pretty fun. I think it works well enough, and I think you can even train while you wait for people to join for like an online tournament or whatever, and then you can set the rules, so it's pretty awesome to do as well. Another thing, being able to buy all the characters is pretty nice. All you gotta do is just play the game, and you can level up through the system, the player level, and you can buy the characters through the store. Because at first I'm like, man, my friend said he got all the characters in the beginning, like when we first launched the game. Like, how are you able to get all the movie characters? I don't even see them. And it's like, oh, my level increased, and then I can get them. So like, okay, I get it now. Because like for instance, if you want to get Goku Black, you have to be level 20 right now. So like I'm level 17, so I'm not there quite yet, but I know that is the level you have to be to get him and like other characters from Super, I'm assuming. So there's a certain amount of levels, which is pretty cool. And there are other ways of getting characters too. Like for instance, you can use a Super Dragon Ball to get Zamasu and Goku Black really early. I'm not sure about Purunga, like how that works for the 3 wishes, if you can get characters or not, because I haven't gotten all the balls for that yet, so I'm not quite sure on that. I know for Shenron you can't, but I know the World Tournament you can for sure, and you can get like for instance Cyberman, I think Nail, and other characters for each tournament. So there's multiple ways of getting other characters too, I'd imagine, but the store's probably the easiest and the best. So if you ever get the Dragon Balls, you probably just want to wish for Zenny and just keep playing the game, and you'll get your character eventually. So that's all it really takes, is just play the game, have fun, and you'll be fine. Speaking of game and gameplay, actually, I think the gameplay is really amazing, fun. There's like some bugs here and there, like for instance, I would snap, like they're beating me up, I would snap and I would like be behind them but below them. So when I jab, I'd miss entirely because I'm like in a weird angle and I start getting beat up because of that. So I think that's something that could be worked on a little bit more, but besides that, everything is pretty much fine. And the tutorial made it pretty much easy to understand which attacks work and how to be defensive. Like there's a lot of defense mechanics in the game, like a lot, surprisingly. So there's a lot to do. Now the one thing the tutorial does not mention, which I think is an important thing for everybody to know who's playing the game, you gotta know which supers are unblockable and what are not blockable, because some ultimates are unblockable. Like Spirit Bomb, if you get hit by that, that's it. But you can just snap it, so there's that. But others, like for instance a Rush, you can block it and then it does the guard break thing, you lose a bit key, but it is what it is, you're perfectly safe. And then there's other ones that are just like different entirely, that have different effects, so you should know that. And also like even level 1 or level 2 key supers, so you gotta know your stuff on that. So like that's very important. Like for instance Baby Super 2, Super 2 Baby or whatever it's called, he's Destructo Disc thing, Revenge Cutter, that is unblockable, and I get people with that sometimes and it's pretty funny. So you just gotta know what's going on with certain characters' moves. If you don't, you can get messed up pretty bad. So that's a cool thing too. And yeah, just all the mechanics, the skills and stuff, the evasive system works really well. There is a little bit wonkiness to it, but I think that could be cleared out even before like everybody gets the game tomorrow. So yeah, but my opinion on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is that it's a great game, amazing to play, fun. The only thing that is lacking, I feel as if, is stages. That's pretty much it. Like there's certain characters I want, obviously like Super 17 and stuff like that didn't make it, but I think it needs more stages really. Like I think that's the biggest thing, is a few more stages. The soundtrack's actually not that bad. I haven't really been listening to it very much, but it reminds me of Fighter Z. Maybe it's just me, but I'm pretty sure it's like Fighter Z music, which some soundtracks sound absolutely amazing, others sound like they're pretty okay for the most part. So I think the music's actually really done really well for the game. Like it fits, it generally does fit. And the what ifs I should mention too, but I don't want to like go over the spoilers of what happened. They're pretty awesome. Like some of the what ifs are pretty epic, so that's another thing too. But that's pretty much it for this review. Do I think you guys should get the game? Absolutely yes. Do I think the story is somewhat hard? Yes, but as long as you do this tutorial, it should kind of be easier. Like it's kind of preparing you for online, to be honest. Do I think the online actually runs well? Yes, actually, very much so. There's sometimes hiccups in there, but if that's if like the connection's red, like literally, so that's pretty much it. But otherwise, the online's good, gameplay's good. There's a few hiccups there. Gameplay-wise, they need to tune out a little bit, but otherwise, perfectly fine. That's pretty much it, I suppose. Let me know down below what you guys think about the game, if you have it or got it early already, and what characters are you plan on using. Like, who are you planning on maining, Who is going to be your main in this game? Is it going to be Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? Am I not going to play you? Because I probably won't play you if you do that. I don't know. And I will be live streaming this game eventually soon. I just didn't do it for the first day because I just wanted to do it with my friends and just hang out for a little bit. So yeah, but there will be a live stream for the game, so do not worry. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, night, noon, or whatever time period you've ever been, and I'll see you guys on the next video.